move your body.
It would literally take hours to put it up.
It's like brain surgery.
But worse because I don't have a
it's
brain.
Fireworks.
Is it like
Yeah.
rocket science?
Rocket science.
Much.
Oh, Seamus is down here. I was gonna stream some Source Filmmaker, waiting for him.
No, that's boring.
No.
That's boring. Thank you.
Guess we're not doing any Source Filmmaker stuff.
I like the outcome of things that you do, but I'm not gonna watch you do all that shit.
Hey, that
James.
mic's good, Seamus.
James.
That one right
James.
there. Yep.
What?
Just put it where you want it.
Ew. Nasty.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm never gonna upload Creed Shock again. I'm just saying those other ones are miserable. So if you want to watch them or listen to them, they're on the Twitch site.
Did someone send you that, or?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's an animated version of Spoon's birthday surprise.
Oh, hey.
It's actually pretty well animated, too.
I want to see this.
Well, I don't have my speakers set up or anything.
Why don't you try it to everybody?
But I think it's funny of him
no.
when he falls off. He's like, okay. Okay,
Wow.
crying at the end. Somebody ate the cake.
I think I ate it.
That was really good.
Play that with audio.
Over the stream?
Wait till later. Jeez.
Tweet it out so I can
I'm
see
gonna
it.
add to my favorites.
I'm gonna have some candy.
This is really well animated creature cartoon by Blazing Wind.
You should hire that guy.
Spoon's B-Day in SFM. Hey, I should do that.
You should hire that guy.
Spoon's birthday surprise in Source Filmmaker.
There we go, I tweeted it out. Hey, you're not gonna beat this animation. I tweeted it out. I said lol 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 lol.
We got any of those USB cables down here?
USB cables are for weak people.
Yeah, you should do it with your mind.
You tweet it out yet, Seamus?
I'm not gonna tweet it out when it hasn't started.
Well, it's
Last
about
week,
to
so I
start.
tweeted it out like 20 minutes in advance. These people just sitting
Hey.
there.
We actually kind of just did
It
that.
was a slip up. Relax.
Oops. Do you have the intro, Dan?
I do have the intro and I can play it if everybody's quiet.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to start right now?
Let's do this.
Are you sure? Are you sure you want this to happen?
I don't know now.
Right now.
Yeah, video of us.
Are we going to do it right now?
I'm pessimistic.
Ew.
Are you sure?
I'm pessimistic.
Let's do this.
Are you sure?
Let's do this!
Sure about being
Okay.
pessimistic.
James isn't even here though. He just walked away.
Seems about right.
I'll start it when he gets here.
Okay.
We'll wait a second.
We'll wait an hour.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
So, Sly,
Don't talk to me.
how's your dog?
She's fat.
Whoa.
That's mean.
How do you know he meant that dog?
Now, do you
Because
mean
it's the only
fat
one
like?
that lives with me.
Do you mean fat
No,
like
I-
FAT or PH?
Yeah, that's the one that I meant. You guys go right
PHAT.
to the pretty hot and tempting.
Well, he was
That's
talking
what I-
about Big Willie style earlier. So
Yeah, Big Willie.
he
style,
could be
get
in
it.
'90s mode.
Okay,
You gotta-
James is here.
everybody
Play
just
it!
play.
Everyone shut up!
Ooh la la la.
That means you, Sly. That means you. All right.
In a world where cats rule the planet, a band of elite MLG gamers and a guy who says what the brown a lot must band together to do a live talk show. This is Creature Talk.
Creature Talk.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Again,
good.
he can do it good.
Wow. Let's hear that again.
I think there was an extra like in there.
Wow.
Z is the recreator
Wow, Z. I'm proud
He
of you.
is the creator.
of all. So, welcome to Creature Talk.
Yep. Welcome to Critter Chat.
What do you usually say? Week of 8/4/2012, August 4th.
Are we not doing videos for this?
No, we're just going to tweet it.
Alright.
So, Creature Talk is live. Joining us, we have Sly Fox Hound, Z Royal Viking, Jordan Kutra Matthewson,
I like cats.
Seamus SSOHPAKPDD Doherty,
Go fuck yourself.
James Link, Jimmy Dick, Jimmy Dick.
I did the link.
Yeah.
Oh, that- Do
I'm
it again.
Dan's News, and welcome to Creature Talk.
Welcome to Creature Talk. Now, Dan,
Yes.
what should we say to all these viewers who've been waiting with us? But yeah, we haven't had this in a while. Last week's was a little small.
What's that?
You started to ask a question and then ditched. I'm glad, because I didn't know what I was going to respond with.
Don't worry about it.
Last week was what?
Last week there weren't a whole bunch of us on.
There was Seamus, Max,
It was
and Sly.
Seamus, Max, and Sly last week.
Yep.
I don't know what they talked about.
The amount of
Roman
nothing
Empire.
that came out in July.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire, shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we might retread a little bit of ground talking about Comic-Con and such.
Yeah, we,
But
when was
just
the last
add-
time we creature talked?
Last week.
No, I meant like
Before
all
E3.
together.
It
or
was
most
before
of us
E3.
together. Before E3?
Well, July was packed.
But that was June.
June and July was packed.
E3 was June? They are all
June,
blending
E3
together.
was the beginning of June. Beginning of July
we
is
moved
RTX.
in last week, right?
So it'd be
We've
the
only been in
week
this house
before
for a week.
RTX. I think we did it.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, it's been a while. So let's start out with RTX.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Uh,
Austin has shitty weather.
James, sit out this one.
Austin.
I will.
Okay, so we arrived. I'm trying to think back at all the happenings. We arrived in Austin and the weather was ridiculously humid and it was about 300 degrees.
Everybody complained about it but me.
It was pretty bad the
Aw.
last day.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but it's like, I didn't complain about it.
You know, people who complain often live longer.
Oh, damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
So jokes.
It
on
wasn't.
you.
It wasn't too terrible. I guess it was because like
You're used to North Cackalacky.
about a month before that, I went I had gotten used to Colorado, and then I went home, and it was super humid, and I wasn't used to it then. But when we got to Houston, it wasn't too bad, or Austin, not Houston.
Houston.
I did fly to Houston when I was going to North Carolina, so
Yeah, we've
Phoenix
been
was
all
pretty
over the place.
shitty when we had to lay over there. That was really hot.
Oh yeah, that was the oven. We got out of the plane and it was like
The
300
oven.
degrees.
they had their airport good though. The airport.
Yeah,
was
the airport
pretty
was fine, but
good. Just
that's
those
not the
boarding
point.
ramps were terrible.
Some poor dude was walking out on like the airstrip, walking from plane to plane. Some random guy. He didn't look like he was having fun. It was really hot.
I think we had a bit of karma happen right there. So on our way, when we were at the Denver airport, is this the right one? Am I thinking of the right one?
Yeah, it was RTX. RTX. We had our flights booked. Were we all different seats?
Yes.
For the most part, yeah, we were all in different.
Yeah, we
seats.
kind of got stuck with different seats because we had booked it kind of late.
But
And it was I think it was U.S. Airways.
yeah, and yeah, by lucky happenstance, we're standing there in at the Colorado. It was Colorado, right? Yeah, the Colorado airport.
Yep.
And we hear my name and Jordan's name called to be seen to the front desk or whatever. And before we were like zone 5 or something like that. to
Zone
board.
4.
Zone 4, which is like the last group of the plane outside of I think it might have gone up to 5. But we go up to the desk and the lady's like, yes, there's a family who wants to sit together and your seats are going to be, kind of conflicting with that. Do you mind giving up your seats for an upgrade? And we were like, yeah. So we got zone 1, it was zone 1, and Seamus was still like zone 5 or zone 4 or something like that.
I like
Max
zone
was like
4.
Max was like zone 3. And we were upgraded to zone 1 and we had better seats. I can't remember. We were like closer or something
You
like
guys were
that.
in row 1.
Oh yeah,
Here in Roanoke.
We were in the very front
Because there's
of the
no
plane,
first class.
which
so.
isn't terrible. Yeah, there was no first class, but it wasn't terrible though. But yeah, so we were gloating to Sheamus the entire time. A picture was tweeted, I think, of me smiling and Sheamus looking like Sheamus.
I was very unhappy.
And yeah, and I think we pretty much. Somebody said, and probably Sheamus, about how there was going to be karma with that. When we board the plane, Coots, do you want to take it over from here?
Oh man, I don't know if I want to.
Usually I have good karma, so they had something coming to them.
We had we were on there. We got on the plane and we were sitting down. We got down on our spots, and the guy that was because it was me and Dan. He was on the exit row or the lane row.
The outside, yeah.
Outside, and then I was on the middle one, and then there's an empty seat by the window. So there had to be someone sitting at the window, obviously. And the guy comes in. He has a service dog, and he was, I don't even know how to describe. He was very talkative.
Yeah.
And his dog laid on my leg the entire time.
Wow.
But the guy wouldn't stop talking, and I know what to do with people like that, is you just ignore them. Although, if I were in Coots' position, I would have kept talking, but I was in the happy position of not being right next to him,
Yep.
so I could completely ignore him and not participate in the conversation. So it was good for me, so no karma really happened for me.
Yeah,
but
it was,
Coots.
it was
instant.
he wouldn't stop talking, and it was funny because he brought up the story about how his computer has a virus.
Oh, God. This just made me realize how stupid some older people are who are ignorant
Yep.
to technology. Because he was, I guess, somehow got a virus on his computer, and it was one of those viruses where it installs programs on your computer, and then it like pops up, oh, fix your computer.
Just spyware. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of spyware.
So it's like, the virus itself is popping up like stuff to fix your computer, and they just want your money. So he called the number of the company that the ad was popping up for constantly on his computer, and the guy was wanting his credit card information, and he was like unwilling to give it to him.
He's like,
and-
you guys are the ones that screwed up my computer. You need to come fix it.
like he had no idea how to all he had to do
It
was
was- yeah,
install like,
it was
stuff to
ridiculous.
How do I
remove.
technology?
Yeah.
How do I
And
technology?
that's just the target right there of all kinds of viruses and stuff.
Yeah,
Is the people like that don't know what they're talking about.
it was hilarious.
But then he went into a story about how he was a truck driver, and how he traveled everywhere, and he was pointing out the window telling me which highways were which.
I must have been asleep during this.
I
but-
tried, and the thing is, I just got these new headphones, these like Bose, the quiet ones.
the noise
The noise
canceling.
canceling. I wanted to use them for the first time, and every time I'd try to put them on, he'd start talking to me. He's like, "Oh, what do you got there? That camera looks kind of spendy there." And then he got a beer, and then he was telling me how the beer wasn't that great, and
I hope you
man.
enjoyed that upgraded seat then.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Instant karma to Coots. I don't think I ever got really struck that trip.
He took it all for you.
That was fun. So we got anyway. That's the plane ride there. We got to Austin. We had a jerk of a cab driver.
Oh, the guy, like, when we tried to flag him down, like, he was just sitting in his little van.
He's just looking at us.
And we were, like, kind of pointing towards him, like, could you give us a ride? And he just starts shaking his head.
shaking
and
his head. He
gets
gets
of
out
the
and
van.
just kind of mopes over, grabs it, starts taking our luggage and just chucking it into his van. And then
Expensive stuff in that
And now I'm
backpack.
trying to tell him where we're going. I'm like pointing at the map and showing him where the address is, and he's just kind of shaking his head, and then he like walks away shaking his head. He's muttering under his breath, and then so we finally get there, and
Nice people.
he was like demanding cash, even though he had the credit card machine.
Yeah, they like to do that.
I've been noticing that lately with taxi drivers. Like, do you have cash? And if you say yeah, then they unveil the credit card thingy. Like, they hide it.
Yeah,
I don't get
make
it.
sure to never. I mean, if you know they take cards, never give them the chance to get cash, because especially if they're nice, think about it. But if they're jerks, never do that, because they're mean like that.
Yeah.
They just don't. They just have to make sure they pay taxes, and they're held responsible for the money through the credit card machine. That's the thing there. But then we got to the hotel.
Nice hotel.
It was a very nice hotel.